first thing I would like to say is how proud I am of our team. We've been waiting to put back-to-back performances together. It has not been a easy sled here the last few weeks in terms of the way that we started conference play. I challenged our group and really put the pressure on them in terms of we decide what happens with our season. And I couldn't be more proud of our veteran guys, our core group of guys for kind of righting the ship and approaching the games the right way. And when you approach games the right way, you have a chance to put very good performances together, and that's what we've done the last two games. I was worried about the game. I have a lot of respect for BYU and their program and Coach Pope. And I knew they were coming off a tough loss the other night at Santa Clara, and I thought a big key to the game would be how we started. And I thought we started the game the right way on both ends of the floor. So, again, very just happy for our guys to be able to put two games back to back.
Coach, you've touched on it. The theme has been putting these back-to-back performances together, especially against top teams in the conference. How important is it for this team to get some momentum against one of the top teams in the conference?
Yeah, I think we've shown ourselves, our fans, that we can beat anybody. We are still searching for that 100% consistency piece. And I think a lot of that starts with, again, how you approach things. And I think our approach is headed in the right direction. I've been happy with the way that we've prepared to play the games. I've been happy with the way that we've, locked in to scouting reports. I've been happy with the way that we've talked about how we want to attack offensively. And when you start to get some momentum, the thing can snowball in a positive direction. So that is a goal with this team. I still don't think we are close to where we can get to, which is exciting for me. So we need a few days off. It's been a long haul to this point. We need a few days off, let our bodies recover, but we also need to have a great week of practice and get ready for a road game next Saturday against a team who beat us here.
He didn't play a ton of minutes, but it seemed like Saba made a really positive impact tonight. What can you say about just how important he was in, even if it was just, a couple minutes at a time?
Yeah, we need more out of him, to be honest with you. He played 7 minutes, but I thought he was a presence defensively. He made some good plays in ball screen coverage late. I don't know how many blocks he had. But I thought he's the one guy on our team who can really provide some rim presence in terms of protecting the rim for us. And a lot of the stuff with him is just, again, consistency, approach, habits, and he's getting better. By no means close to where he can be. And, again, we're going to challenge him to increase what his role is. Our team needs that.
Coach, both of your guards today, Tyrell had an amazing game and Khalil had a pretty solid game too. It just looked like BYU's guards weren't quick enough to keep up with them. Was that something you anticipated today?
No, if you looked at BYU's defensive numbers, they're, I think, top 40 or top 50 in the country with their defensive efficiency. So I was worried that we were going to have trouble scoring. We talked a lot about spacing. I think that's important. When you attack BYU, they're very good at kind of cutting the floor in half. They ice on the sides in their ball screen coverage, and if you play in kind of constricted areas, it becomes very hard. And in our good segments of offense, I thought we had really good spacing, and Khalil and Ty are hard to deal with in space. So, to have the combination go for 51 and play just super solid games on both sides of the ball. Really proud of those two guys for their performance.
Aside from a couple moments against their press late in the game, it seemed like just decision making as a whole was really sound today. What's been the difference there?
I think we talk about every possession matters, and it's easy sometimes to maybe not value the ball on the possession, or not have urgency sprinting back to defense, or just kind of lose your way at times. And we've talked about just being a little bit more urgent in everything that we do, whether it's offensively or defensively. And I think the way that we played offensively the last 2 games is kind of how it should look. 16 turnovers. I think at the last media, I thought I looked down and we had like 10 or 11, and just did some silly stuff against a press late, which we'll clean up this week. But for that second half, I thought we played that 16 minutes and we really valued the ball and took care of it. And when we do that, generally speaking, some good things happen for our team.
Coach, going back to that, the turnovers late.
Mhm.
You guys were up 11 with the minute 37, and there were 4 turnovers
Yeah.
in those last 97 seconds, with most of them being due to not being able to break BYU's press, being underneath your own basket. So any thoughts? And the clutch free throw shooting really helped close out the win, but any thoughts on those last couple turnovers?
Yeah, a lot of comments on the last turnovers. I thought we just got a little panicked, a little sped up, and we had a timeout, and talked to the team about, in those situations, if you're not sure, just call a timeout, and again, I would much rather be able to teach our guys after a win than have to go in the locker room and do it after a loss. I'm not happy that it happened, but I am happy that it happened because we'll get better at it this week. We haven't been in that position a lot, and the one positive I would say, as you just said, we did step up to the free throw line and knock down our free throws when it mattered, but we'll address all that stuff this week. I'm going to focus on the positives of what we did first, and enjoy the heck out of the win. But next week we will clean up all that, and next time we're in that situation, we'll handle it better.
You guys did a pretty good job of shutting down Traore down low. Only 1 bucket in the first half. Just what was your game plan against him?
Well, first off, he's an all-league player, and he's a handful. And if you let him catch it deep, if you let him get to the middle when he's on the left block, he is a load. And I thought we did a decent job of maybe discouraging some catches. And when he did catch it, I thought we swarmed and provided some help when he put the ball on the floor in the post. And I thought our bigs collectively did a really good job. And I would say, for him to get 10 points, it's a solid effort. The thing I'm most proud about, we didn't allow him an offensive rebound. And he's a guy who gets 3 offensive rebounds a game. So to kind of take care of our business in that regard is really good, and I'm proud of our bigs for doing something we talked a lot about in the scout.
Seemed like Zane in particular had one of his best games defensively to this point.
Yeah, as talented as Zane is on offense, the challenge with him is offense comes super easy for him. The defensive end, maybe not so much, or hasn't been a big enough emphasis on that. And I think he's doing a much better job of trying to do what we ask him to do. And understanding that if he is a two-way player for us and can really defend his position at the 5, he is a matchup problem on the other end. With the way he can pick and pop, and he's scoring better with his back to the basket. So we just need him to be solid defensively, and I was proud of his performance, in defending his position.
Outside the last couple of minutes, it seemed like you guys did a pretty good job keeping BYU off the free throw line. Could you maybe talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, up to this point of the year, that's been something that we've really struggled with. In the last 2 games, Pacific, we kept them out of the bonus in the first half, which I don't know if we've done that all year, which is, doesn't make me happy. But and again, tonight, I think we did a solid job of defending without fouling, especially in that first half. They got in the bonus, I think, the last 45 seconds of the half. So 2 games in a row, we've been better on that end in terms of really having urgency, guarding the ball, being team defenders, and showing our hands and not fouling. Some of the fouls, I think, came late, when they were just trying to play a little bit faster and space us out.
51 of your 82 points came from Cleveland Tide. Just talk about, obviously they've been special all year, but do you think they're kicking into the next level down the stretch?
Yeah, I sure hope so. What those guys do doesn't surprise me, though. They are all league guards. They're guards that I trust, and I think Marcus Williams is sneakily kind of coming on himself. Didn't have great numbers in terms of scoring the ball tonight, but he's showing steady improvement. And we have some guys in the backcourt that are capable of making plays for themselves, but also making plays for others. And, you know, you win with really solid guard play, and I thought, you know, the last 2 games, our perimeter guys have been super solid, and starting with Khalil and Ty, but the whole rest of our core as well.